Hello, everybody. Intuition here. Thank you, as always, for making time and space for us. Today, we want to talk about the idea of love. We want to redefine it, we want to demystify it, we want to clarify it, because many of what our understandings as love to be is getting in the way of any potentiality of an expansion on the notion of the idea that is love. Before we even continue on that thought process, let us just say we understand things the way we understand things. Because we are we and you are you, we're going to have a different viewpoint and perspective. When I say that this is my viewpoint and perspective, this does not mean that I'm right and you're wrong. It simply means that we are seeing things on a different level, at a different way, at a different time, because I'm a different universal principality than you are. And if you disagree, then we encourage you to continue disagreeing, as that potentially will put you further into your own knowing, your own identification, your own understanding of self, and that is beautiful and wonderful in its own divine way. So please do not get all uptight about what it is that we're about to say, because what it is that we're going to say is going to make many of you very frustrated. However, we will proceed. So before we go into the idea of what love is, we want to share what the idea and understanding of what love really is, what love really is, where it is that we come from, where it is that we actually originate from before we fell into this place, into this universe. We don't originate from this place. We don't come from another planet or galaxy. We come from literally a different space altogether. So then, therefore, when I say I want to express how we understand love as the universal principalities that we are, as all it is that we are, it's going to be very, very, very different from what it is our understanding is here on Earth in little itty-bitty bodies. So, the idea as above, so below is very, very, very true. That is one of the most truest things that could be said on this planet. As above, so below. What it is that it looks like up above is exactly, to some degree, what it looks like down below. However, again, because this is a third density, that this is a fall in consciousness from all it is that you are, things are definitely going to play out a little bit differently. And the way that this Earth and universe is built is based off of 8 universal principalities. 8, meaning there is an 8th that was created when this Earth went into formation to make sure that the rest of the 7 universal principalities were able to run without bodies, so to speak. So there was an 8th universal principality that was created. And that 8th universal principality is that of information and distortion, which then therefore equals the illusion that we are all in. That is very important. I'm not just saying that because I like to hear myself talk. So please keep that in mind. So all of that goes together and makes this Earth work. So then therefore, because there is that 8th universal principality that takes information, that then therefore distorts it and creates an illusion, as above, so below is limited because it is not a direct translation to what it is that it actually is as above, because there is no translation. But we'll explain more of that in a moment. So where it is that we come from, where it is that we originate from, we all have a soulmate. All of us. Every single universal principality has a soulmate. And it is not a forever soulmate. Sometimes it can be, but sometimes it's not. Just like here, some universal principalities get divorces, so to speak. They move apart from each other. But what brings them together is what it is that we're trying to express and talk about. And that is this idea of love. And let me just tell you right now, from where it is that we come from, there is no such thing as love. That is a rough translation for what it is that we're actually experiencing, where it is that we come from. Because love is very limited. Even the idea of unconditional love is laughable, because this Earth, this planet, this universe is based on conditions. It's literally built upon a condition. It's built on 8 universal principalities in the condition of illusion, which is bred from information and distortion. Those are all conditions. There is no such thing as having something unconditional in this space. So there is no such thing, to some degree, extent, of what it is that anyone would identify unconditional love to be here. Because again, there is no such thing as anything being without a condition here. Everything is based upon conditions. So love, then therefore, is very limited in what it is that it can provide anybody. And it often gets in the way, based off of our over-identification of what it is that we think that is, gets in the way of our own evolutionary process. Because what love really translates to, where it is that we come from, is not love, it is evolution. That is what love stands for. We go together as a soulmate, not out of love, but because we know that together we will evolve together in a way that is more conductive, more cohesive than if we were just evolving on our own. So then therefore our process in which we choose a partner is very specified and specific. It is not the universal principality that has the most junk in the trunk. It is not the universal principality that has the most beautiful eyeballs. It is the principality that we know is going to aid and assist us in our cohesive growth, and that we will create together, co-create something together that is going to be outstanding, beautiful, something much more meaningful than what it is that we could ever create on our own. But we are always evolving, whether we are with our significant other at that time or not. And then therefore, just like people grow apart here, universal principalities grow apart there. So, sometimes we don't grow together. Sometimes when you evolve into another universal principality, the principality that you were with is not as cohesive in you continuing to evolve together, because you just made a jump in the evolutionary process within yourself. And again, that universal principality that you used to be, not to say that it isn't there anymore within you, but it is not expressed in the same way. And the values are going to be different within that universal principality. The way that they work within themselves, the way that they use their power within their principality is going to be different. So then therefore, that other universal principality that did not grow with you or is on their own evolutionary track or growing at a different time rate within themselves, you are not going to want to be together, because again, it is not based on love, it is based on evolution. So let us backtrack back to us humans here on this planet. Us humans that are pretending to be humans, even though we are still universal principalities, but we are all fantastic actors. What makes this planet, this universe run is conditions, as we said, and these conditions are layered upon each other, upon each other, upon each other. And as we said before, one of the biggest things that makes this Earth, this planet, this universe run is that of the 8th universal principality, that is information, distortion, which then equals illusion. So one of the universal principalities that is responsible for language, because every universal principality is responsible for a different thing that is on Earth. So the universal principality that is responsible for language, we're trying to put this lightly and kindly and lovingly, because again, what we're about to say is not all that kind. But the universal principality that created the idea of language, it was a construct that was used to allow that universal principality to promote itself in a power structure and de-evolve everyone else in their power structure. Because words, though they have a lot of power here and you have to play the game of the illusion here, there is no such thing as words where we come from. Words are meaningless, and words are meaningless here too. However, this universal principality has created such a big hype around words, and that we've all bought into, that then therefore language is a very important thing on this planet. But they've distorted language, you see. Language has always been somewhat meaningless, but used to have a little bit more meaning. And so if you really want to look into what the meaning of a word is, here's a very good trick. You look at what the word is backwards. Because this universal principality likes to use spells. This universal principality likes to use spells. That is one of the accoutrements that this universal principality uses and has at its disposal. And the spell that it uses is language. You know, spelling, the spelling alphabet, how you spell. It is called a spell for a reason, because it is a spell. Words put you into a spell. And then therefore, they use different words to put different people, different universal principalities into a spell. If you are not convinced, then we suggest that you look into what it is that you call on your planet of neuro-linguistic programming. Programming. Yes, that is the word. See, I'm under a spell myself. Neuro-linguistic programming. That is something that many people in power use. It is a type of hypnosis that they use through languaging and gesticulations through the hands and body movements that put you under a spell and make you more amenable and agreeable. So, why we're going into all this? We're talking about love. Well, we promise it does have something to do with it. Words, again, the meaning of words, the definition of words is what it is that we use to inform us about what that thing is. But if you're looking at the word wrong, you're not going to find the true meaning within the word. So love, if you look at it backwards, it's evil, right? But it is half of the word of evolution, which is what love is, where it is that we come from anyway, evolution. You cannot evolve without, you cannot move as far as you'd like to in our evolutionary process, where it is that we come from, without the other. There is an importance of the other. However, you will never move anywhere here if you're using the construct and the definition of love in all of your interpersonal relationships, because love is not love. Love is evil if you're looking at it just from the stance and identification of love. Love is not powerful, but evolving together is powerful. That is the only way that you will ever go anywhere. Love is meaningless without you both evolving in a way that is meaningful, that allows both of you to expand upon what it is that you already are, not in a codependent way, but in an interdependent way, in a way that makes both of you aware that you are little lowercase g gods, and in being little lowercase g gods, you do not need anything or anyone. But sometimes it is nice to co-create something together, because when you co-create something with somebody who can create with you and not take from you, because that is what we understand love to be without the evolutionary aspect attached to it. It is just taking from each other, two halves trying to make a whole in a tug of war. Without knowing and remembering all it is that you are, you could never actually evolve within yourself, nor with another individual. So then all it is that you're stuck with is love. Who needs it? Genuinely, who needs that? We're not saying that love is inherently bad, but if that is all it is that you're aiming towards, going towards, then you more than likely will be deflated when you actually find this love. That is why most of us never find our true love, because love is meaningless. What the hell is love? What is love without the continued evolutionary growth within yourself, within the other, and when you come together creating something that you could not have created without? That is what love is, if we must still use this word. But it is much more meaningful to evolve together than it is to love together. When you love together, you will not go as far as if you evolve together. And it is a different choosing process if you are going to love together versus evolve together. If you were to ask yourself, right before you were going to engage in a physical relationship with somebody. When I say physical, I don't mean sexual, I mean physical meaning human body. If you were to ask yourself when you're going to engage in a physical relationship with somebody, will I be able to evolve with this person? Not, can I accept their weaknesses? Can I accept their flaws? Can I get over their lazy eye? You know, they have snot coming down their nose right now. They fart in their sleep. Jesus. No. I mean, those are important. But the bigger question is, can I evolve with you? Can we move forward together? Not can I accept your limitations, your perceived limitations from my lens, because that is you using the personality to guide you versus you using you to guide you. You don't need the personality to guide you and say, well, I could love this person because you know what? They're handsome, they're beautiful. When the sun sets, it kisses their cheek gently and there's a nice blush there. Who gives a crap about that? And if you do give a crap about that, then please proceed to do what you need. We hope that that gets you farther than our understanding of how that will get you. But what do we know? We are intuition and you are whatever universal principality that you are. We do not mean to devalue your understanding. However, from what it is that we understand, the most important question to ask you, if you're wanting to engage in any relationship, if you're in a current relationship, the question we suggest, we invite, we want to shake into you is the idea, can we evolve together? And if the answer that you get back is, well, I don't know, then that's fine. That means that you need to evolve within yourself to realize if you can evolve with someone else. It means you have to do a little bit of what legwork yourself. You have to do a little bit of loving on yourself before you can start loving on others. So we hope that this is helpful. If not, then not. But we invite you to look at your definitions and understandings of love and what that limitation really is within the confines of the definition of love. And to know that there is something even greater than love, and that is evolving, evolution. If we were not so focused on love, then we might all actually get somewhere. If we were more focused on evolution and evolving within ourselves and evolving with the other, we might be out of this planet, out of this universe, and back home where we actually originate from. So please do not fall under more of this illusion that love helps to continue to stimulate within this place, that helps to hold it together. Please, I invite you to evolve within yourself far enough to see the illusion that love sometimes holds. You know that idea of love goggles. What does that mean? The honeymoon phase, what does that mean? There are so many words to demystify what it is that love really is, and yet we still have our love goggles on when it comes to love. So we encourage you to take a look at your definitions of what it is that love is and what it means to you, and hopefully you want to evolve and not just love anymore. But if you want to evolve, or if you want to love, whatever it is that you choose to do, we fully support you and send you our evolution. Not our love, we send you our evolution. So, thank you as always for making space and time for us, and we wish you well as always.